From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Thursday morning. Yesterday was a gorgeous day. Today, not so much. More clouds up in the skies, but we'll keep it dry for today and for tomorrow, at least during the day. But shower chances returning by Friday night. Maybe even some low-end chances of freezing rain in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys by very early on Saturday morning. That's a little precursor to multiple waves of snow that we have for mountains. The more substantial wave being next week. That's why we're going with First Alert Weather Day already. But that's for next week. For this morning, very dense fog in Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of our very own Apple Valley News Now First Alert Weather app. And the fog for lower elevations has been pretty patchy in nature for this morning. We'll continue to keep very close tabs on it, but just know it would certainly be some freezing fog in the Tri-Cities as temperatures well below freezing by by exactly 8 degrees right now. So that could put a thin layer of ice on some of the roadways. Multiple reasons to take it slow if you run into those areas of fog. Here's your hourly forecast for this Thursday for the Tri-Cities. More clouds up in the sky for today as opposed to yesterday, but in spite of that, still ending up around 50 degrees. That's a pretty good rule of thumb for lower elevations, except for the Kittitas Valley, where we'll end up being a little bit cooler. But like I said, the weather turning more active as we head into tomorrow night, into the weekend. Talk about all that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead, two Yakima businesses continuing to cause police concerns. Though progress has been made, police say work isn't done. Coming up, we're going to explain what is still required and what penalties could follow. Plus, Pasco is planning for major housing growth as city leaders are approving a rezoning plan in North Pasco. Coming up, we'll show you how officials are mapping the growth and managing resources. And SELA is looking to replace its aging law and justice buildings. Now this morning, we're going to show you what leaders have planned for a new facility. It's all coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us. Joining us here for Good Morning Northwest, I'm Jade Elliott. Jessica has the morning off, and we begin this morning with continuing coverage, talking about that level 3 sex offender home coming to Kennewick. Well, now West Richland leaders are clarifying the city's role in regulating secure transition facilities for violent sex offenders. It all comes after some reports suggest that the city could block them. Well, that's not the full story. The city officials say secure transition facilities are small, high security sites where violent sex offenders serve court-mandated time and receive treatment before moving to lower security group homes. Officials stress that cities do have limited authority under state and federal law to block these group homes once offenders complete their time.
You guys don't have the power, right? Can you talk more about that?
Sure, you bet. Like I said, you can't believe everything. No offense to the media out there, but we appreciate you guys. Appreciate especially if you do your homework and call and talk to us too. Per state law and federal law, there's a lot of restrictions on what the cities can do there with that. And there's really nothing a jurisdiction can do to prohibit those.
So West Richland is considering adopting codes similar to the county's, limiting secure transition facilities to light industrial zones. A public hearing is scheduled at the Planning Commission this evening. Officials encouraging residents to attend in person or online to understand the process. As for the Kennewick home, the one you're seeing right now on your screen, this one on 8th and Edison, this is still set to open sometime later this year if the contract from DSHS is complete. Crime alert out of Yakima now, where 2 properties remain under chronic nuisance status. Police chief updating City Council last night on efforts to reduce crime at both locations. We're talking about the Yakima Inn on North 1st Street. It was declared a chronic nuisance property after multiple drug arrests and a 2023 assault with a firearm. Police say crime there has dropped now more than 80% since an owner signed a correction agreement, but some required fixes still haven't been completed. And then there's the El Sadero on South 3rd Street. That was also declared a chronic nuisance property following several assaults and weapons-related incidents. Owner there is saying he plans to improve security and lighting. A formal agreement is now being drafted.
You are limited by some of the rules that are put in place by the legislature. Some of the minor things that when they took part in at 1022 North 1st Street was just we're only renting to people that had ID. Not allowing people when there's adding additional lighting, adding security cameras that we can have access to when there's a crime we can investigate. I mean, a lot of those are minor changes.
Now, both properties remain in chronic nuisance status, and police say they will continue to monitor compliance. Taking you to Pasco now, where they're looking to grow while development takes shape. There are many factors behind the scenes that residents don't always see. Apple Valley News Now's William Albert spoke with the deputy city manager about how the city acquires and manages its water rights.
The city of Pasco continues to grow, and keeping up with that demand means planning not just for housing, but for infrastructure and resources needed to support it. That topic came into focus during a recent Pasco City Council meeting in January, where council members voted 6-1 to approve a rezoning request for the Wilson Estates project in North Pasco, clearing the way for future residential development near existing neighborhoods. City leaders say planning for projects like that is tied to Washington's Growth Management Act, which requires cities to prepare for projected population increases and making sure transportation, utilities, and water capacity are in place before development moves forward. Officials say that means tracking growth years in advance and making sure the city has enough water rights in its system to serve future homes and businesses.
The state is requiring Pasco to grow by 18,000 units in the next 20 years. Pasco has to comply with this, or we will not be eligible for grant funding for Maria's or Director Sarah's infrastructure projects.
Before development can move forward, the city must confirm it has enough water rights available to serve new homes.
How many homes are likely to be needed? And with that, we take that number and we say, okay, where are the most developable land, right? Because usually the easiest developable land develops first. That matters on whether the land is flat or there's water and sewer infrastructure nearby.
City leaders say they're now mapping out both short and long-term strategies to keep pace with future demand.
Now we're working on our short, medium, and long-term strategy on water rights. And part of that is looking at what our urban growth area is, which is essentially where we're going to grow.
Officials say planning also means preparing for situations where land is ready to build, but water access isn't yet secured.
Maybe there's a huge piece of land that is right next to the pump station and right next to water line, and it'll be so easily developable, and that's where all of it will go, but it does not have water rights. We need to be ready for that.
Pasco city officials tell me that oftentimes there's a lot of misconceptions about water rights, in particular about Pasco's senior water rights.
Different cities are in different spaces, like maybe they did things differently in the past and are in a better situation or maybe in a worse situation. But as we move forward, our commitment is to be very mindful about this resource and how we manage it moving forward.
City leaders say managing water carefully will be critical as Pasco continues to grow. In Pasco, William Albert, Apple Valley News Now.
And Sigdale says that careful planning now will help ensure the city can continue to grow while maintaining a reliable water supply in the years ahead. 6:08 taking you to Selah now, where they are continuing to discuss about the future of the Law and Justice Center. Leaders considering replacing the aging facility. Mayor Roger Bell saying the current buildings weren't originally designed for police or court operations, and they now face some ongoing maintenance issues, including outdated systems, along with roof and water problems. Now, city leaders are exploring plans for a new combined facility for police, court, and city services. Project is still in the planning stages as officials look at funding options to keep long-term costs manageable.
But it does need to be replaced. So we would build a new one and then sell both of these properties more than likely.
Bell says that selling the current buildings could help pay down that cost of construction as the city works to finalize plans and funding for the new facility. All right, it is 6:09, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Hundreds of thousands turning out to honor the Seahawks as Seattle celebrates their Super Bowl win. And our crews were there on the streets. Coming up, we're going to take you to the parade and top game with some of the team. It's all coming up in sports after the break. And giving you that foggy live look outside from right here outside our Apple Valley studios in Kennewick. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth is going to have your first alert forecast after the break.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy zero down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors, February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino, your premier gaming destination. Experience the thrill of a Vegas-style casino featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and unlock exclusive rewards every time you play. Challenge your skills at our 16-lane bowling alley. Unwind with a drink at our cozy bar, or enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Last Frontier. The ultimate entertainment experience has something for everyone. Nob Hill Casino, where locals come to win.
Some mornings, I get a little extra help. Memories are made in the kitchen. Find the right appliance to make more of them at Fred's.
At Fred's Appliance, all Bosch appliances are on sale. Save up to $300 on select Bosch dishwashers. Swing by Fred's Appliance today. We sell appliances, only appliances.
Good sleep is essential to life, health, and happiness. And all good sleep starts with the right mattress. With Doctor's Choice from Denver Mattress, you'll find the perfect combination of body cradling comfort and reactive support. And with 10 levels of comfort to choose from, I put my trust in Consumer Reports' recommended Doctor's Choice Plush. Patients ask me how I treat my own back issues, and I suggest they turn to Doctor's Choice at Denver Mattress.
It's what I did and continue to do to maintain my active lifestyle.
Clear out clutter and help build homes right here in the Tri-Cities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity is hosting our Fill a Truck event at the Richland Habitat Store on March 13th and 14th from 11 to 4 p.m. Donate gently used furniture, appliances, building materials, home goods, and more. Every item sold at the Habitat Store helps fund affordable homes for local families, plus free French fries and local vendors at the event. Let's fill the truck. Your donations build homes.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. And like I said just a couple minutes back, it's not going to be nearly as gorgeous as it was yesterday, but still it'll be a decent day. We'll have some sunshine that's going to break through the clouds, and temperature is going to get up around 50 degrees, which is pretty normal for the middle of February. So for today, good rule of thumb for lower elevation is going to end up around 50 degrees, a little bit cooler in the Kittitas Valley, but 49 for the Tri-Cities, a couple 48s for the Hanford site and Sunnyside, and then 50 for Walla Walla. Then for tonight, dropping down mostly below freezing. I think some portions of the foothills could just barely stay above freezing, but 30s up and down the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys, and a couple 31s for the Tri-Cities and for Hermiston. High temperatures, even though our weather is going to trend more active into the weekend. Look at this in the Yakima Valley, no real big fluctuations at all over the next 7 days, keeping things fairly normal for the middle of February. Slightly more ebbs and flows to our low temperatures, but really not by much, only between 29 and 33, which is more consistently warmer than normal for this time of the year. And like I said, trending a little bit more active as we head into the weekend. So today, tomorrow, at least during the day, is going to be dry, but Friday night into Saturday, that's when precip chance is going to pick up. And look at this in the Yakima Valley. Yes, there is going to be a low end chance of some freezing rain very early on Saturday morning in both the Yakima and the Kittitas valleys. So time that out. Also, we'll talk about a couple different waves of snow in the forecast for mountains. We'll talk about all that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. 6:14, talking sports this morning, where yesterday the Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl parade brought fans out across the country together in Seattle. They all lined up along 4th Avenue. Our crews were there. Take a look. Day started with a trophy ceremony at 10 a.m. inside Illumin Field, and then shortly after 11, the parade began with fans lining up for 2 miles waiting to congratulate their favorite team. And as you might expect, Seahawks players were beyond excited.
We just won a Super Bowl championship. They said we was going to go 4th in the NFC West. Now what? What do you want the fans to hear from you? We love y'all. Come on, man. Levi Stadium was a home game because of the 12s. Because of the 12s. Let's go.
Thank you guys for embracing the kids. Couple kids from Eastern Washington, Yakima, Tri-City.
Yeah, let's go. Hometown love. During the parade, fans then followed the buses after they had passed, flooding the streets of Seattle there. some of the numbers I've been seeing coming in this morning, there were 750,000 fans as they made their way through the streets of Seattle. Lots of fun. All right, well, from the field to the ice, we're talking Kraken. Now, before Seattle, Philip Grubauer won the Stanley Cup with the Washington Capitals back in 2018. Now, your Kraken Player of the Week, Jake Gable, sharing more on the German-born goaltender who is actually playing for his homeland now in the 2026 Winter Olympics.
The Kraken Player Profile, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Carlson moves it. Grubauer, my goodness! What a stop on Trevor Zegras!
Philip Grubauer was selected by the Kraken in the 2021 expansion draft, making him one of the franchise originals. He arrived in Seattle on a significant 6-year, $35 million contract, following a season where he was a Vezina Trophy finalist with the Colorado Avalanche. Grubauer is also expected to be a key player for the German men's national team at the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. Grubauer has been a crucial piece of the Kraken story. He holds the distinction of being the first Seattle Kraken goaltender to record a shutout and was instrumental in the team clinching their first ever playoff berth in April of 2023.
No, I mean, the preparation doesn't change. Doesn't matter if they tell you the night before, in the morning, or 5 minutes before the game night. So you always got to be ready. There's only 2 goalies. No, the preparation doesn't change. So always got to be ready.
During that inaugural playoff run, Grubauer played a key role in the team's first-round upset of his former team, the Avalanche. His recent performances showcase his determination, keeping the Kraken in tight games with his highlight reel saves. Grubauer's career is marked by resilience. Despite some recent struggles, the veteran has shown quick reflexes and strong leadership, which has earned him the Kraken Player of the Week honor. Jake Gable, Apple Valley News Now.
And due to the Winter Olympics, Grubauer and the Kraken are on hiatus until February 25th, and that's when they will take on the Dallas Stars. You can watch the game on My Network TV, channel 35.5 in Yakima and 42.5 here in the Tri-Cities. So much more ahead. Checking back in with Josh. This one, a live look from our Bi-Mart camera in Yakima. No fog settling into the valley there, but that is not the case if you look outside the station right now. So he is forecasting some fog and also the possibility of some winter weather maybe making its way back. He's going to have your full First Alert forecast after the break.
The President's Day sale is on now at all Walker's Furniture and Mattress stores. And for a limited time, we're doubling your sales tax discount. It's the perfect time to refresh your space and save big so you can make the most of your tax refund and find a deal you'll love. Or with no money down, no interest financing until 2031, you can get that new theater sofa, dining set, or bedroom set and pay over time. On now at Walker's.
From Royal Ranch to Legends, every cut of beef we serve begins right here in Washington, on a family farm, committed to caring for the land and the people it feeds. Born, raised, and harvested with integrity. Royal Ranch beef is all natural and pasture raised. Enjoy flame broiled steaks and succulent prime rib, and prepared by our trained culinary professionals. Proudly served at Legends Casino Hotel, where local flavor meets legendary taste.
Even if your child has moderate to severe eczema, they can feel the flow, feel the breeze. And Dupixent helps them feel the heal. It helps calm a key source of inflammation under the skin that can cause eczema. Dupixent is the only biologic therapy approved to treat kids as young as 6 months for noticeably clearer skin and less itch. Severe allergic reactions, including skin reactions, can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain or vision changes, skin symptoms, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop other treatments without talking to your doctor. Dupixent. Help heal their skin from within so they can stay ahead of eczema. Find an eczema specialist and ask about Dupixent today.
a winter trip.
There's a world of beauty around us. The ice and everything, that I think that's beautiful.
And I bet you thought paddleboarding was just a summer sport. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Love is in the air.
Dare I say, you're probably my favorite person.
Oh, I would say you're my favorite person.
Next live from It Couldn't Happen Here, Hillary Burton Morgan.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We will start to see some more active weather as we head into the weekend, specifically for Friday night and then into Saturday and beyond. And it's because of this. We have a couple different storm systems lined up in the Pacific. This one looks like the more impressive one, but it's actually going to be this next comet head feature behind it. That's really what's going to end up kickstarting our precip chances, at least for lower elevation. So let's put all this into motion with Futurecast radar. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We put this into motion, and by the time we get to lunchtime, starting to see some snowfall picking up for Cascade passes. Futurecast picking up on a few light showers for lower elevations. I think most of this probably holds off until after 5 p.m., but we'll see how that ends up panning out. And then into the overnight hours, kind of dealing with the same thing. And it's going to be that window during Saturday morning in which we will have a brief little period in which we could see freezing rain for either the Kittitas or the Yakima Valley. We'll take it one valley at a time, starting off with the Kittitas Valley. A very low-end chances of freezing rain from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. So that would be for Ellensburg. Then for Yakima, the exact same thing. 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., very low-end chances of freezing rain. Look, when it comes to ice accumulations, we're not expecting that much at all, but all it takes is one slick spot to make your morning commute dangerous. So we'll keep a very close eye on that. Okay, and that's a little precursor to a couple different waves of wintry weather for mountains. The much more substantial wave is going to be for next week, which is why we're already going with the first alert weather day. But wave number 1, 10 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. on Monday. Only a few inches of snow for our primary Cascade and Blue Mountain passes, but it's this next wave that we're keeping an especially close eye on. 4 a.m. on Monday to 4 a.m. next Thursday. Around a foot of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass. Around a foot of snow for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. Maybe even seeing some very subtle accumulations for the Kittitas Valley. Of course, we'll keep a very close eye on all of this, but we definitely need the snow. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Clouds picking up today and tomorrow, then small rain chances Saturday through Wednesday. In Yakima, can't rule out a chance of freezing rain early on Saturday morning. Watch for slick spots on the roads, of course. And then in Ellensburg, the same thing as the Yakima Valley. Maybe some freezing rain Saturday morning, but also tracking the possibility of some snow mixing in for next week. And then for Hermiston, a couple more dry days for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances return by Friday night. And then finally for Walla Walla, rain chances on the lower end of the scale through Monday, then maybe a wintry mix by next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, James Van Der Beek is being remembered by fans this morning. And Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are returning for a new Mummy movie. This morning, we have a look at all of it in your entertainment headlines after the break.
Depression and anxiety can feel like a heavy, suffocating weight pulling you down. But there is hope. Neurostim TMS can help you regain your life. No medications, no drug-related side effects, just a proven solution covered by insurance. Our FDA-approved, non-invasive transcranial magnetic stimulation therapy targets the source of your symptoms. Neurostim works when medications fail and is the Northwest's leader in TMS, with over 250,000 successful treatments delivered. There is hope. Call today for a free consultation.
New Nissan? Hi, Craig. Hey. You got to put it through its paces.
He can take it.
Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event featuring Rogue, Pathfinder, and Frontier. Nissan, #1 in new vehicle quality. Get 0% APR for 60 months when financed through INMAC, or get $3,500 to $6,000 total savings on select models.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance. a once daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell. Action!
This President's Day, upgrade every room for less and more furniture. With sofas starting at $395, beds starting at $195, and mattresses starting at $329. We have styles for every budget. Plus, enjoy free delivery and 0% financing with no money down for 61 months. Shop the President's Day sale today at a More Furniture store near you or shop now at morefurniture.com.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news this morning, Hollywood mourning James Van Der Beek as he has passed away. He passed away a little more than a year after announcing that he had been diagnosed with cancer. The actor rose to fame starring as Dawson Leary on the 1990s era hit teen drama Dawson's Creek, also well known for his role in the 1999 movie Varsity Blues.
In a post to Van Der Beek's Instagram Wednesday, his wife said the 48-year-old met his final days with courage, faith, and grace. Van Der Beek was diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer in 2023. He was the father of 6 children with his wife, Kimberly.
That's sad. And Academy Award winners Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are officially returning for a 4th installment of The Mummy. Universal Pictures has set the movie for a wide theatrical release in May of 2028.
Fraser and Weisz will reprise their roles as Rick and Evelyn O'Connell. Plot details remained under wraps. Mummy.
Oh, look at that. That was a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, credit to whoever wrote the script, because it was right there.
It did. It just bumps that spike.
Little layout, yeah.
All right, still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Some ballots from the special election now being challenged. Officials reaching out. This morning, we're going to explain what voters need to do to make sure their vote counts. And rural hospitals could soon get some help moving critically ill patients thanks to a House-passed bill targeting staffing shortages in medical transportation. How nurses on ambulances could speed up transfer. We have those details coming up in your next half hour.
We're celebrating President's Day all month long with Star Spangled Savings.
But hurry, these presidential prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America's asking you to call. Drive your Chevrolet through the USA. America's the greatest land of all.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $6,350 total value on this Silverado. Plus $1,000 trade assistance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Today, too many of us walk away from our primary care appointments feeling rushed and unheard.
We were frustrated too, so we decided to change the quality of healthcare here in the Tri-Cities.
At Primary Care at the PC, we take the time to truly listen. With 1 hour-long appointments, we care about the whole you. You don't have to be a member to be our patient, but once you're here, you might want to be.
Now welcoming new patients. Book your appointments online or call us at 509-783-5465. Primary care at the PC. Play hard, live well.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Skyrizi is the only IL-23 inhibitor proven to help achieve remission, meaning few to no symptoms in just 4 weeks for some people. Many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 4 years. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help visibly repair damage of the intestinal lining.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Now's the time to take control of your Crohn's. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
At Mattress Depot USA, we're sort of like matchmakers.
We match your body needs and sleeping habits with the perfect mattress for you.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Winter paddleboarding. Fly the Northwest, Tuesday at 6. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Jessica has the morning off, and we are starting with weather this morning. If you look outside our doors here in Kennewick, packed in with fog.
Oh, yeah.
If you look to the valley, across the river, it's a little different.
Yeah.
Because you just never know.
Perfect visibility. It changes, neighborhood to neighborhood sometimes. And this morning definitely underscores that. So let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. And as we head into the weekend, the pattern's going to change. Shower chances picking up by Friday night. And that is going to continue into the weekend. Maybe even some low-end chances of freezing rain in the Kittitas and Yakima valleys for very early on Saturday morning. And that's a little precursor to multiple waves of snow in the forecast for mountains. The more substantial wave going to be next week, which is why we're already going with first alert weather days. But yeah, like me and Jade were just talking about, very dense fog this morning, at least in Kennewick. This view coming courtesy of our very own Apple Valley News Now first alert weather app. And that would be freezing fog as temperatures below freezing in the Tri-Cities. We'll talk about that in just a second, but very patchy stuff this morning for lower elevations. Yeah, temperatures 8 degrees colder than freezing in the Tri-Cities. So not only is visibility tough, but those roadways could be a little slick. Multiple reasons to take it slow on your morning commute. But good visibility this morning in the Yakima Valley. Your hourly forecast for the rest of the day. Mostly cloudy skies, not as beautiful as yesterday, but just as mild as yesterday. We'll end up around 50 for the most part for lower elevations. But like I said, shower chances returning by Friday night. We'll talk about that. Also, an update on your ski resort numbers. The ski report coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. We start this half hour of news with Your Voice, Your Vote. The time to get your ballots in for the special election, of course, has ended. But now a question a lot of residents are asking, did your vote make it across the finish line? Well, in Yakima County, auditors say so far they've received 56 ballots that have a challenged status. 47 of those ballots, the auditor says, are being challenged because the voter forgot to sign the ballot. He also adds that 9 of them are because the signatures don't match from the ballot to the official signature. Auditor says they're working on reaching out to those whose ballots have yet to be cleared.
Immediately start sending out letters to voters right away. So, the people are going to be receiving those within the next day or so. And usually voters, if they voted early and there's a signature problem, they've probably already been noticed.
And then in Benton County, so far they've received about 24,651 ballots this special election. And out of those, 225 are being challenged. So if your ballot is being challenged, it's not too late to make your vote count.
We make every attempt to contact the voter and let them know that their ballot has been challenged. They will get what's called a cure form in the mail, and there will be instructions included with that cure letter or cure form on how they can cure the problem. They have until the day before certification of the election to get that form back to us, and so that their ballot can be processed.
Now, the special election will be certified on February 20th. Now taking you to Olympia, where rural hospitals across Washington may soon have more flexibility when it comes to transporting critically ill patients. House Bill 2110, sponsored by Representative Joe Shimmick of Colfax, passed the State House with bipartisan support, aiming to address staffing shortages that can delay emergency transfers. The bipartisan bill would allow a registered nurse without EMT certification to assist during interfacility ambulance transports in smaller communities, but only when no paramedic or EMT certified nurse is available. An EMT would still be required to ride in the ambulance, and the nurse would have to work within their scope of practice under a physician's direction. The measure includes safeguards to ensure patient safety while helping to reduce transfer delays in rural areas. This bill now heads to the state Senate, where lawmakers will decide whether to send it to the governor's desk. If approved, hospitals and ambulance providers could begin implementing this change later in the year. All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Cascades running low on snow this winter. Thin snowpack limiting terrain in Washington's mountains. Coming up, we're going to show you how resorts and ski shops are coping with this slow season.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
The President's Day sale is on now at Walker's. We're doubling your sales tax discount. Or with no money down, no interest financing until 2031, create the home of your dreams and pay over time. Make the most of your tax return at Walker's.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy zero down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
At McCurley Subaru, we want to make driving a car from us easy today, tomorrow, and every day after. That's why every vehicle from McCurley Subaru comes with the McCurley Advantage, including paint protection, windshield protection, and loyalty rewards you can use towards service or your next vehicle purchase. And during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you can get all the McCurley Advantage has to offer and drive a new Subaru for just $209 a month. McCurley Subaru, your way home.
Visit Cle Elum anytime for spectacular views, fantastic food, and shopping unlike anywhere else. Let's talk with some local businesses. This is the heart of Cle Elum.
It's that sense of community, I would say, that really drives us. It's why we want to live here. It's what we love the most about being here. An absolute adventure. Every single day is different.
It's a really beautiful small town with mountains and everything you ever want to do or adventure. And there's lots of snowmobiling in the winter, lots of hiking, kayaking.
Every single corner of the globe, that they all end up in Cle Elum for one reason or another, whether it's to enjoy the outdoors, to enjoy the small town feel. There are a lot of great restaurants, a few wineries, a lot of great bars. There's a lot to do and see here. Cheers to Cle Elum.
Learn more at centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Experiencing the outdoors is in our nature.
SDCU and Apple Valley News Now honor local volunteers by sharing their stories and donating $1,000 to their favorite charities. To nominate someone who's making a difference in Benton and Franklin counties, click on Volunteers Count under the Contest tab at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Apple Valley News Now congratulates the Seahawks Super Bowl 60 champions. Thank you to our viewers for following the Hawks to the Bay Area with live coverage on Apple Valley News Now, ABC, and Apple Valley News Now. Your home for Super Bowl 61. Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Love is in the air.
Dare I say, you're probably my favorite person.
Oh, I would say you're my favorite person.
Next live from It Couldn't Happen Here, Hillary Burton Morgan.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is time for your ski report brought to you by Schweitzer. We'll have a lot more to say about how the ski resorts are feeling about base depths this low here in just a second. But the base depth for today, For Schweitzer, only up at 15 inches. Then for Ski Bluewood, 19 inches. And then we'll take you over to White Pass, where this is the best base depth, and it's still an inch shy of being at 2 feet. So definitely the resort struggling when it comes to that. But hey, here's some good news. There is some fresh powder that's going to be on the way starting on Friday, but these numbers are going to go up into Saturday, Sunday, and then especially into next week, which is good on multiple fronts. Okay, let's take it back to today for lower elevations. Here's your day planner forecast for the Tri-Cities. Not as sunny as yesterday, a mostly cloudy to overcast day, but in spite of that, temperatures still getting up around 50 degrees. In fact, most lower elevation spots going to be around 50, which is pretty normal for the middle of February. Then for tonight, most spots dropping to below freezing. There could be a few portions of the Blue Foothills that'll be just slightly above freezing, but as we head into Friday morning, it's perhaps going to be another morning where you'll have to break out the ice scraper. I did for this morning. That's at this point, it's been 3 mornings in a row, and perhaps it's going to be a 4th for tomorrow morning. High temperatures staying pretty steady over the next 7 days, right around 50 degrees in the Tri-Cities. A little bit more fluctuating when it comes to the overnight lows, anywhere between 31 to 36. That's slightly warmer than normal for this time of the year. And like I have talked about all morning long, keeping it dry during the next couple days up until Friday night. And then that's when shower chances are going to pick up. And in fact, we could have some frozen precip in the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys for very early in the morning on Saturday. We'll talk about those chances coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Talking about the environmental impacts now that the forecast has been making across the state. As Washington's snowpack sits at some of the lowest levels since 2015, forcing ski resorts to close terrain and limit operations. Yakima Basin reports 57% below average snowpack, while the Blues are 67% below normal. Resorts are responding with reduced ticket prices and midweek deals to attract visitors, and local ski shops say rental business has dropped significantly as customers are waiting for better conditions.
We're at about 70% of terrain is open and accessible. Our steepest terrain is not open for safety purposes. There's just not enough coverage there to make it safe to operate.
McGuire says February typically brings the deepest base of the season, but business remains optimistic. Both resorts and retailers say a single strong storm cycle could quickly change conditions and bring skiers back to the mountains. Industry officials say they are prepared for when the snow returns. All right, still much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest, your morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning, and we'll check back in with Josh. He'll have your full first alert forecast as we give you that live look outside from right here at the Apple Valley Studios in Kennewick. The fog really settling in.
The Pasco RV and Boat Super Sale is coming back to the Hapo Center. Save thousands on a huge selection of new and used RVs and boats, including travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, motorhomes, and pontoon boats. Every category, every budget, all on sale. Enjoy 0 down and no payments for 90 days on approved credit. Shop indoors, February 18th to 22nd at the Hapo Center in Pasco. Big selection, big savings. Don't miss it. Learn more at brettsrv.com.
Strong women build strong communities. Tri-County Partners Habitat for Humanity's Women Build is transforming the dining room at the UGM Women and Children's Shelter and turning it into a space of warmth, dignity, and hope. Women volunteers will demo, paint, and build a welcoming place for local women and children to gather and heal. Join our free Women Build classes February 28th through March 7th. Scan the QR code to learn more and sign up now. Let's build together.
3 weeks of savings continue at Bi-Mart with our latest savings book. Pepsi brand 12 packs are buy 2 get 2 free. Fran's half loaves or English muffins are 2 for $3. Angel Soft 16 roll bath tissue is $3 off. Plus save for Valentine's Day. All Montana Silversmiths jewelry is 20% off. Save $2 on any 2-card American Greetings purchase. And don't forget their favorite candy. Find these great savings and more now at employee-owned Bi-Mart.
You wouldn't buy a car without a test drive.
So why buy a mattress in a box from an online marketing company without ever knowing if it's right for you?
Don't go through the hassle of returning a mattress when you can get it right the first time.
Mattress Depot USA has top quality mattresses that you can actually touch and feel.
Made by local manufacturers.
You're gonna love our prices.
And same-day delivery. Try getting that online.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
The little pill with a big story to tell.
Jardiance plays a role in my story, too. I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well with Jardiance, a once daily pill that helps lower my A1C. It works 24/7 in the body to flush out some sugar.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can lower the risk of cardiovascular death, too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardiance is a little pill with a big story to tell. And if you ask me, it's pretty swell. Action!
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today and tomorrow going to be dry during the days, but then Friday night and then into the weekend, that's when shower chances are going to return. And here's why. We got a couple different storm systems off of the Pacific. This one looks more tantalizing, but it's actually going to be the second comet head feature out here that's going to kickstart precip chances, at least for lower elevations. We'll put this into motion with Futurecast radar. This is 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, and now we press play. By lunchtime, starting to see some more snowfall up in the Cascades. Into the afternoon, Futurecast saying, you know what, maybe there could be a few light showers for lower elevations. Personally, I think it's being slightly aggressive here, but as we head into the evening, kind of looks the same on the radar. And then into the early morning hours of Saturday, that is when we're going to have that brief little window of the possibility of some freezing rain in the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys. So we'll take it one valley at a time. First, the Kittitas Valley, 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. Very low in chances of freezing rain. And then in the Yakima Valley, pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw for the other valley. 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., low in chances of freezing rain. Look, ice accumulations don't look like they're going to register that much at all, but all it takes is one slick spot to make your morning commute very dangerous. And so we'll be watching that possibility very closely on Saturday morning. Otherwise, multiple waves of snow we're tracking up in the mountains, going with first alert weather days for next week for wave number 2. Wave number 1, 10 a.m. on Friday to 4 a.m. on Monday. A few inches of snow for our primary mountain passes, but wave number 2 much more substantial. 4 a.m. on Monday to 4 a.m. next Thursday, around a foot of snow for Snoqualmie Pass and White Pass. Pretty close to a foot of snow for Oregon 204 at Tollgate as well. And hey, look at this. Maybe some snow mixing in for the Kittitas Valley as well. This is a preliminary forecast. It is subject to change, but these numbers are encouraging, not when it comes to past travel, but when it comes to the snowpack deficit that we find ourselves in. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Clouds picking up today and tomorrow, then small rain chances Saturday through Wednesday. And Yakima can't rule out a chance of freezing rain early on Saturday morning. Watch for slick spots on the roads. Then in Ellensburg, the same thing as the Yakima Valley, maybe some freezing rain Saturday morning, but also tracking the possibility of some snow mixing in for next week. In Hermiston, a couple more dry days for Thursday and Friday, but small shower chances return by Friday night. And then finally for Walla Walla, rain chances on the lower end of the scale through Monday, then maybe a wintry mix by next Tuesday and Wednesday. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni come face-to-face in court for the first time.
I thought we were friends. We are friends.
The two seen separately entering a New York City federal court for a settlement conference, seeing if they could reach a deal before trial. Lively arriving first.
Blake, how are you doing today?
Followed by Baldoni and his wife shortly after.
Hey.
Lively filed a lawsuit against her It Ends With Us co-star in December 2024. Accusing Baldoni of sexual harassment and retaliation, touching her inappropriately during filming, and launching a smear campaign. Baldoni denies the claims and filed a $400 million countersuit that a judge dismissed last year. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you what went on inside the courtroom and what's next in this legal battle. With your GMA First Look, I'm Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
your mental health is better. But having uncontrollable body movements called TD, tardive dyskinesia, can feel embarrassing.
I asked my doctor about treating my TD with
Ingrezza. #1 prescribed Ingrezza reduced TD movements by greater than 10 times, with most seeing a response as early as 2 weeks. And you can keep taking most mental health meds.
Ingrezza can cause depression, suicidal thoughts, or actions in patients with Huntington's disease. Call your doctor if you become depressed, have sudden behavior or mood changes, or suicidal thoughts. Don't take Ingrezza if allergic. Serious side effects may include allergic reactions like sudden, potentially fatal swelling and hives, sleepiness, the most common side effect, and heart rhythm problems. Know how Ingrezza affects you before operating a car or dangerous machinery. Report fever, stiff muscles, or problems thinking, as these might be life-threatening. Shaking, stiffness, drooling, and trouble with moving or balance may occur.
Taking control starts with asking your doctor about Ingrezza.
Now, the morning sprint.
6:50, time for your morning sprint. We start with your national headlines this morning as testimony is underway in a landmark social media addiction trial in California. Instagram head Adam Mosier took to the stand in LA saying that he was asked whether the platform is designed to hook young users. He said he does not believe people can be, quote, clinically addicted to Instagram, but acknowledged problematic use can happen. The case stems from a lawsuit filed by a now 20-year-old woman against Meta, which owns Instagram and YouTube. She claims the companies intentionally created addictive features targeting young users and that her mental health suffered as a result. Meta's attorney argued her mental health struggles were linked to a troubled childhood. Jurors are not expected to hear many arguments about specific content on the platforms, and that's because federal law generally protects tech companies from liability over user-posted content. Now, this is the first of more than 1,500 similar lawsuits that are set to go to trial. In your business headlines at 6:51, one of the world's largest food companies is staying intact, at least for now. Kraft and Heinz were both already huge companies when they merged in 2015. After years of seeing its market share chip away by smaller competitors, the company decided to split in September. But a new CEO took the reins in January, and now he says he thinks the company's challenges are fixable, and he's halting the split. Kraft Heinz now plans to invest $600 million into research and marketing to boost its profits. In your health headlines at 6:52, U.S. Food and Drug Administration reassessing a chemical preservative that's been used in food for more than 60 years. FDA reviewing the review is to decide whether BHA is still safe to use in food. Now, if BHA doesn't meet gold standard for use, federal health officials say it will be removed from the food supply. The move comes after the FDA launched a program last summer to review chemicals used in certain foods. Clock's turning to 6:53, and we're taking a look at your top 5 local things you need to know this morning, starting in West Richland, where officials have clarified their limited authority over secure transition homes for violent sex offenders. These facilities are high-security sites where offenders complete court-mandated programs before moving to lower-security homes. Now, the city is considering codes to restrict them to light industrial zones. A public hearing is scheduled for tonight, giving residents a chance to provide their input. Meanwhile, a Kennewick home still planned to open later this year once contracts are finalized. And Yakima police say progress is being made on properties that have been flagged for repeated incidents. Yakima Inn has cut overall incidents by more than 80% by adding lighting, parking passes, and upgraded security. There are still some required fixes like fencing and removing a burned building that are pending still. And the El Asadero is also under review with plans for upgraded security and staff training. Officials say property owners could face fines or license penalties if corrections aren't made. And Yakima and Benton County election officials say some ballots from the special election have been challenged. Most issues involve missing or mismatched signatures. Officials are now contacting voters and sending cure forms to ensure that those votes count. Voters still have time to fix the problems and make their ballot count. Special election will be certified on February 20th. And ski resorts in the Cascades are struggling this season with snowpack far below average. Only 70% of terrain is open with steep runs closed for safety. Businesses also feeling the impact from lower rental traffic to fewer visitors. Some resorts are offering deals to attract skiers. A single strong storm, of course, could quickly change conditions, and operators remain hopeful. Customers, of course, closely watching the forecast, waiting for the snow. And a new bill in Olympia could let rural hospitals use registered nurses on ambulance transfers when paramedics aren't available. Nurses would operate under a physician's direction, staying within their training. And the measure passed the House with bipartisan support and is designed to reduce delays in critical patient transport. It now moves to the Senate for consideration. If approved, hospitals could begin implementing these changes later this year. All right, 6:55, trending this morning, a legal battle underway in Massachusetts over the scent of chicken. A Raising Cane's in Boston has filed a lawsuit against a building owner, alleging the landlord is threatening to evict the Chicken Finger restaurant over its smell.
The company says it has spent $230,000 in an effort to minimize the odor. Now they want the court to determine if they've made reasonable efforts to do so.
So the lawsuit alleges the landlord is accusing Raising Cane's of violating the lease because they are negotiating a lease with another restaurant to take its place. Okay, if you're going to let a chicken place come into your building, it's going to smell like chicken.
Yes.
I mean, that's science.
Yeah, but like for the tenants, I understand that if you ever, let's say, cook chicken inside, that smell can kind of cling onto your clothes. Yeah, it lingers a little bit. But listen, I haven't had Raising Cane's in like coming up on 5 years. I would, if they made a Glade plug-in of it, I would plug it in and soak it in. Yeah.
You should let it marinate in your hair.
Yes.
I understand both sides of this, but I also think, like, okay, there's some logic here. You let a fried chicken place in, it's going to smell like fried chicken.
I'm no judge, but my internal judgment system is saying this one's probably on the landlord.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, get us out the door. We are seeing here, if you look outside our studio, a lot of fog. But that's not the case in every place.
No, even in the Tri-Cities, it varies from city to city. So in Kennewick, very thick fog right now, but across the river in Pasco, maybe not so much. Let's go ahead and take a look at current fog. And again, it's not even really registering on our map. That's how
fun it is to forecast.
Absolutely. You just pretty much have to nowcast. Sometimes it's nearly impossible to forecast for, but those temperatures down into the 20s and 30s right now. So where we do see fog popping up, it's probably going to be in the form of some freezing fog. We're thinking for the Tri-Cities, we will probably see the fog lifting around 10 a.m. That's a good rule of thumb, but you know, sometimes it can last a little bit longer than that. In spite of all that, high temperatures getting up around 50, similar to what we saw for yesterday. Not as much sunshine as yesterday, but we could see some sun breaking through the clouds. Shower chances picking up for Friday night. Low in shower chances across the weekend. Could maybe have some periods of freezing rain very early on Saturday morning in the valleys, and finally some substantial mountain snow for next week. Praise be.
Yes, exactly. All right, thanks for waking up with us and joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest on these stories and so much more on our website, AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Yeah, Good Morning America is up next. We'll be back with local news and weather tonight at 5. Have a great day.